Hey guys, in this video we're gonna talk about Georgia. From the Black Sea to the Caucasus Mountains, the country of Georgia is packed with stunning landscapes, intriguing cities, and centuries of history. And now it is becoming a tourist destination. Today, the population of the country is 3,700,000 people. To fully appreciate what Georgia was able to achieve since it became independent, you gotta know what it was like just 20 years ago. And back then, the average salary was about $50 a month. Crime was rampant, and in some areas, electricity was available just 2 hours per day. Then, in 2003, came the Rose Revolution, and the opposition party of Mikhail Saakashvili came to power, and that was the beginning of the new Georgia. Upon arrival, first thing is going to surprise you is the road infrastructure. They built modern highways connecting major cities. The highway system doesn't cover all the cities yet, but they're getting there. Along the roads you see modern rest areas with restaurants and even wind turbines. Second thing that's going to surprise you is the police. If you're familiar with ex-USSR countries, you know that bribes and corruption are ubiquitous. And Georgia was no exception until they did a police reform and the public trust in the law enforcement skyrocketed to 87% from just 5%. The old police staff were let go and the new police officers were recruited. Today they can even speak English, which is helpful. Third is the lack of bureaucracy. Actually, Georgia is now the 6th country in the world in ease of doing business rankings, even ahead of the US, Britain and Norway. Wow, paperwork has been reduced to a minimum, and selling your apartment is gonna take less than 1 hour. Fourth, they put a lot of effort into the development of international tourism. Just 15 years ago, hardly anybody knew about places like Kakheti and Svaneti, but it's all changed now. Let's take a look at some exciting parts of Georgia. If you love wine, then you're gonna love this eastern region of Georgia, known as Kakheti. It's rich in history, and there are many beautiful churches and castles. So we went to the east of Tbilisi, and this region is famous for its winemaking. As you can see, all these vineyards. Let me show you this castle that we came to see. Kakheti, and especially the Alazani Valley, is the biggest wine region of Georgia, and it's considered the cradle of wine. There are hundreds of small and large wineries. Almost anywhere you go, you'll be invited to taste a glass of wine. The town of Signahi, located on a steep hill, overlooks the vast Alazani Valley, and it's famous for its picturesque landscapes and narrow cobblestone streets. If you love mountains, you gotta visit this other destination, Kazbegi. The road from the capital city of Tbilisi to Kazbegi is known as the Georgian Military Road, and it's very picturesque. You'll be passing Zhinvali Water Reservoir. The dam was built in 1986, creating a beautiful artificial lake with a perfect blue surface. Ananuri Castle, an old fortress that was constructed in the 18th century. It might be one of the most beautiful churches in Georgia. Here, surprisingly, we met some Chinese newlyweds, and not only Chinese for that matter. There are 2 rivers flowing along the Georgian Military Road, Black and White Arakvi rivers. The confluence of these rivers is at a place called Panauri. Really beautiful and unique. As you move further, you're gonna end up in Gudauri. It's the most famous Georgian ski resort. The ski season here lasts from December to April. Heli skiing is also available, and did I mention spa treatments, paragliding and tubing? Gudauri has more than 64 kilometers of ski runs and 15 lifts. Unfortunately, sometimes tourism development has its downsides. Next stop is the Soviet-Georgian Friendship Memorial. Built in the 1980s, this unique semicircular stone structure is located in a very scenic place, surrounded by dramatic peaks. You can rent ATVs to explore the area. The views are mind-blowing, but in May it's still pretty chilly, to be honest. And finally, at the end of the Georgian military road, Kazbek, one of the major mountains of the Caucasus, with an elevation of 5,000 meters. Kazbek is in fact a potentially active volcano. The main attraction here is the Georgian Trinity Church. The road to this church is pretty scary. Some stretches of the road are falling down. Literally. Its location is what makes it so special. It is perched 2,200 meters high on a mountain, overlooking the small town of Stepansminda, surrounded by snowy peaks on all sides. What are the things to do in this area? Well, you can try hiking to the glacier, rafting, and horseback riding